This is module 1.2, which is the second part of the introduction week 545. So one of the things we're going to talk about is training is important in many respects. As the title says, why do we train? Why do we care? I mean, training is there's an unbelievable amount of challenges that we as managers face on a routine basis. Both from a technology standpoint, from motivating our employees for the overall focus and well-being of our company. And so most of these, or a large portion of these, tie into the fact that if we can train our employees, if we can upskill our employees, then the things that we want to try to achieve, we will be better able to achieve. Three of the important terms, and we're going to expand on those, but KSAs, knowledge, skills, and abilities. And eventually we're going to talk about behaviors and competencies as well. But these are things that whenever we do training of any sort, the type of training we're doing will fall into one of these three categories. It's buckets that we can use for evaluating the training and looking at how we can improve on the training. The other part of training that I've noticed with companies is that if you offer good training programs, education programs for your employees, you're going to retain your employees longer. They're going to want to stay because they know that there's a benefit to working with the company and doing the types of things that you want to do. So your retention is longer. The companies feel, or the employees feel better about the company. The other thing is that it also provides a competitive advantage. And I think that's critical as you go through and look at the different components of training. The better skilled you are, your employees are, that's going to offer a true competitive advantage in the workspace as you look at your company as it stacks up with other organizations. This is a key components of learning chart, which I like that. I think it offers a lot here. You're talking about formal training and employee development, which we're going to spend a lot of time talking about today and over the coming weeks. You're going to look at informal learning. That's a key component in my mind is how you're progressing, and then knowledge management, and then human capital and performance-based improvements. So this gives you a good overview of how we are progressing and what we're going to be going through over the next few weeks. Learning is the simple definition, for lack of a better term, it's the process of acquiring knowledge, skills, competencies, attitudes, and behaviors. You are going from point A to point B. It's measurable, and you can apply that what you're learning in different aspects. Human capital, though, on the other side of it, is understanding and creativity. It's motivation. It's how you apply the types of things that you've learned is how human capital falls into this mix. Training is usually job-related, competency, skills. Doesn't always have to be, but in many cases it is. It's set up in that designed for this class. Development can include formal education. It can include job experiences, relationships. I want to go out and learn to improve my golf game, so I'm going to take golf lessons. That's a function of formal education, as well as then I want to go and learn how to program no-code apps. I need to go through a training session on no-code apps. But no-code apps relate directly to the knowledge component of my job, whereas a golf lessons, unless I'm a professional golfer, won't apply to that component. Formal training is what we've gone through throughout the years. It's measurable through tests and assessments. So you can explain that or deal with that very easily. Informal learning is what occurs on a day-to-day basis based on life experiences. It occurs without a trainer or instructor. You're not in a learning environment. So you see a manager who's been very, that you admire, who's very productive in the types of things that they are able to achieve with their employees, and you watch the way he or she deals with their employees. That's a way of looking at informal education or informal learning. You're learning by activities that are occurring with you. And it's not necessarily in a formal setting, as we just said. Explicit knowledge and tactical knowledge. Explicit knowledge is well documented and it's measurable. It's a primary focus of formal training, whereas tactical is based on life experiences, and it's difficult to measure or to design in that regard. Knowledge management includes tools, process, structures, cultures, which it says here. And we're going to talk about knowledge management as to how we go through and work through the whole process in that regard. But it's a contributing factor to informal learning. So we're going to approach this at 50,000 feet, then 40, then 30 over the next few weeks. This is just a base point for where we are. So we're going to stop here and then go from move forward.